Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here, the complete news. 1,000 liters of cooking oil are built up in the city of Serang. Serang City Resort Police managed to secure thousands of liters of cooking oil from one housing in Serang City on Tuesday, February 22, 2022. In addition to thousands of liters of cooking oil, officers also arrested 5 people suspected of hoarding these rare items. The head of Serang City Resort Police, Police Grand Commissioner Adjutant Maruli Ahils Hutapea, said that it started from information from the public. Then his party conducts an investigation and explores related information. He said that in one bottle it contained 1 liter of weight. In addition to 400 crates of cooking oil, the Serang City Police also managed to secure 400 boxes of oil. In each box contains as many as 12 sachets of cooking oil with various brands. Maruli explained that the crime scene for hoarding cooking oil was in the Walantaka district, Serang City. Currently, his party has arrested as many as 5 people suspected of hoarding cooking oil. The perpetrators were then threatened with the trade laws, food laws, and consumer protection laws. The maximum threat is 7 years and/or a fine of 150 billion rupiah. Maruli explained that at this time his party was still investigating the case. Maruli confirmed that the perpetrator was suspected of having stockpiled cooking oil exceeding the maximum limit. So it should be suspected that the perpetrator selling cooking oil did not match the highest retail price. It is known that the perpetrator is a seller of basic commodities. So with this disclosure, Maruli hopes that there will be no more shortage of cooking oil in the community. The next news is, illegal mining is happening again in Suharto Hill, Tahura area. The efforts to take action against the Director General of Law Enforcement at the Ministry of Environment and Forestry against illegal mining in Tahura Suharto Hill, Samboja Kukar have not stopped illegal miners. Illegal mining was again seen in the Suharto Hill, Tahura area. Precisely in the Margomulyo area, Samboja, not far from the Samboja Reservoir. Observed at the location, it is no longer visible any heavy equipment. However, there are still coal excavation and hauling roads that have been submerged by the trucks. At the same time, a number of people suspected of being workers were loading coal into sacks which were then loaded into container trucks. The black coal is thought to have come from the mine site, which is close to Samboja Reservoir, considering the location of the point that is close to it. As for the concession, the location of the stockpile is in an area owned by a company whose mining business license has long expired. One of the local residents, Budi Satrio, revealed the mine location is close to the reservoir, where he suspects that the miner worked at the night to escape surveillance. Meanwhile, with a simple measurement, if you draw a straight line, the distance is about 200 meters from the location of the last law enforcement action at the Ministry of Environment and Forestry. Budi suspects that there are other illegal miners who are trying to mine in the Bukit Suharto Tahura area. Separately, the Director General of Law Enforcement at the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Ratio Ridosani, said that his party is committed to securing the environment and forest areas around the national capital zone of the archipelago. The man, who is familiarly called Roy, emphasized that illegal mining has the potential to damage forests and the environment and even harm the state. He firmly said that the mining perpetrators should receive legal punishment. Meanwhile, for other illegal mining findings in the Suharto Hill Tahura area, his party will coordinate with the police, the Indonesian National Army, the prosecutor's office, and the local government. The next news is police raid drug village in Medan. The Medan City Police assisted by the Drug Investigation Unit, the Medan City Resort Police raid a drug village in densely populated areas in National Valley and Perwira Valley, Seimati Village, Medan Maimun District on Thursday, 17 February 2022 in the afternoon. From the raid, 2 men were arrested, namely the initial S with the age 58 years old, a driver, and K with the age 26 years old, an unemployed person. The location of this drug village is in a densely populated residential area. To enter it must pass through a path that can only be passed by a motorbike. The location is right on the edge of the river. At the location, a rickety hut was seen which was used to enjoy methamphetamine. In the hut measuring 2 by 2 meters, the police secured 20 methamphetamine smoking devices, 40 Pyrex glasses, 25 sweeteners, and a plastic clip containing marijuana weighing 0.5 grams. Dozens of evidence was clearly plastered on the table in the hut by the river. When raided, dozens of users and dealers immediately fled. They escaped by throwing themselves into the river and swimming across the village. From the raid on the drug village, the police also secured some evidence in the form of used methamphetamine, suction devices, and some plastic and straws. However, due to the fact that the location is remote, there are many roads that must be passed, resulting in many perpetrators fleeing. The police also received resistance from residents who tried to stop the officers. People even threw stones at the police. The next news is strong winds caused dozens of houses in Gunung Kidul to be damaged. Strong winds hit several areas in Kapanewon, Semanu, Gunung Kidul on Tuesday, February 20, 2022. Dozens of houses were reported to have been damaged by this natural phenomenon. The head of Padiojo village, Suhadi, revealed that at least 5 hamlets in his area were affected by strong winds. The strong winds occurred at around 7 a.m. this morning. Suhadi said that there were at least 236 houses in these 2 hamlets that suffered minor to severe damage. So far, there are 2 residence houses that have been reported to be razed to the ground. He also said that until now, there have been no official reports of injured residents. However, the handling has been alerted in collaboration with the Pelita Semanu Hospital. He said that the handling post is currently centered at the Jelok Village Hall. Handling officers from the Regional Disaster Management Agency, volunteers, and local residents were also alerted there. The impact of strong winds was also felt in the Semanu village. This was reported by Bayangkara, the builder of security and order for the local community. Brigadier Widya Pangestika, who went to the location to collect on the impact of the incident. According to him, at least more than 40 houses were reported to have been damaged. One of them was heavily damaged to the ground. Widya said that her party will help with the handling, one of which is by setting up a public kitchen. Residents whose houses were damaged will be evacuated to safer places. The next news is, a car fell into the Martapura River. A traffic accident, namely a falling car, soaked the resident of Sungai Batang Ilir village, West Martapura District, Banjarmasin, South Kalimantan Province, on Tuesday, February 22, 2022. Not only was the commotion of the residents scattering to watch the traffic flow on Martapura Way from the direction of Martapura and the direction of the Tabuk River experiences as a slowdown and four wheels were forced to take turns crossing. That's because the DA843AI Daihatsu Terios Sport utility vehicle car fell into the Martapura River. The evacuation process used two cars to pull out. Luckily, the driver of the car that fell, later identified as Abdul Ajib Rahman, survived. His car was successfully removed from the Martapura River about 2 hours from the initial incident. Information gathered, the victim, a resident of Insinyur PM Norway, Bunglai Village, Aranio District, Banjarmasin, South Kalimantan Province, intends to turn back towards Martapura City. Previously, the car being driven head towards the Tabuk River and parked in front of the parents-in-law's house. According to Junaidi, a resident of Sungai Batang Ilir village, at around 2 o'clock p.m., he heard a hysterical sound from the side of his house. Meanwhile, the head of the fire department rescue and evacuation at the Banjarmasin Fire and Rescue Service, Gusti Yudi, explained that the owner of the car that fell had just finished visiting a relative's house. The next news is, the phenomenon of moving soil in Tanah Toraja. The phenomenon of moving soil occurred in Lembang Rano Tengah, Rano District, Tanah Toraja Regency on Monday, February 21, 2022. As a result of the mobile land disaster, 4 residents' houses collapsed. This ground moving event happened suddenly, where apart from the destroying houses, the main road for residents to carry out their activities has also collapsed. Residents whose houses collapsed could not contain their sadness. Some of them even almost faint when they lament that the house they had lived in had been razed to the ground. One of the victims, Rostina Konda, explained that during the incident, the intensity of the rain was very high, suddenly made the ground slowly move. In addition, 3 houses in the area are also in danger of collapsing. The 3 houses are close to moving land positions. For the time being, residents whose houses collapsed took refuge at relatives' home. It is known the intensity of rain in the area is still high. Residents in Lembang Rano choose to flee to a safer place. They are worried that there will be another disaster. The soil structure around the incident site is indeed very unstable. The next news is, 12 houses in Aceh are on fire. A total of 9 houses in Owak Village, Linge District, Central Aceh Regency, on Monday, February 21, 2022 were burned to the ground. As a result of the incident, the total number of houses burned was 12 units. Among them, 9 were flattened, of 3 others units were affected. Central Aceh Resort Police Chief Police Grand Commissioner Adjudan Nurrahmanul Hakim SIK, through the line Sector Police Chief Second Police Inspector Abidin Shah, confirmed by serambinews.com on Tuesday, February 22, 2022, saying that 12 houses burned last night. However, out of the 12 units, Abidin said as many as 9 units were razed to the ground or charred. Then as many as 3 units that were affected by the great fire suffered minor damage. According to Abidin's story, before the fire last night, the electricity in the village went out again. At the same time, the electric current is suspected to have started a fire. He explained it again. The houses of residents they were close to each other, so that the fire quickly spread to the house next to it. He added the fire occurred at around 10 o'clock p.m. The fire could be extinguished at around 11:30 p.m. Because the fire station is far from the scene, last night the firefighters from Isak and Bintang Post Camp. The distance to the scene of the incident is approximately 1 hour. The fire victims were 13 heads of families because there was one house with 2 heads of the families. After the incident last night, said Abidin, they fled to the homes of relatives and other residents' houses. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.